Hi, I thought I'd make a video. First, I'd like to thank people for liking my page, and I hope that you guys have been finding it helpful. Also, if you recently send me a message, I've not forgotten about you. I'm still working on that, and definitely will get back to you. So something that I wanted to talk about, which I've probably mentioned before, would be about Aspies and neurotypicals and how most of us tend to look alike. So neurotypicals and society, I feel that they kind of put like a pressure on us Aspies to perform to a certain level, and not all of us can. And so some people might question, you look like me, but yet you can't hold a job, you may not drive, you don't have many friends, and it can be confusing. So I find that very difficult. I definitely think that the world as a whole needs to be more educated and have some compassion, because not, every person with Asperger's is alike. We're all very different. We have similar characteristics in what defines Asperger's, but we're also individuals who have our own personalities. And I think that's something that people need to recognize. And it definitely, I think, makes life more challenging, because if you see somebody with Down syndrome or something along those lines, you can definitely tell that that person has something. And some of those people are very smart and bright and can do a lot of things where others may be more on the low end. And I feel like with people with, Asperger's, you do have high-functioning Asperger's that can do great things in life. And then you have some of us who struggle a bit more and find life a bit difficult. And people, I think, have trouble understanding that. So, for me, I have high anxiety and a whole bunch of other stuff. So it's and for me, anxiety is what really gets in the way of things. If I didn't have any sort of anxiety at all, and I didn't come from both families who suffered from it at one point in their life and catch the gene, I would be probably living on my own or close to moving out. I definitely would have finished my college career. Would be having a part or full-time job right now, and definitely be socializing more. Definitely the last 2 years I was sick with vestibular migraines, and when I try to explain that to people, they associate migraine with pain. Well, this is completely different, because a vestibular migraine, it starts in like the brainstem, so it's like back here, and instead of causing pain, it causes vertigo. And vertigo, it feels like the room is spinning. So for me, 24/7 for 2 solid years, I was dizzy nonstop. Not fun. And it took a while because I was misdiagnosed a couple of times. And then having PSTD, post-traumatic stress disorder from all that things, health-wise, definitely have been holding me back. But I do want to pursue my dreams, and one of them, obviously, is helping people. So I thought, while I'm on the mend and trying to re-enter into the world, what can I do from my home? And then came up with the idea of why not do a advice column. So I did. And again, just like wanting to reiterate that some of us can do things and some of us can't, and it's not because of what we've been labeled with or diagnosed with, it's just our personality. Like, for example, my best friend, Chad, he has mild cerebral palsy. There's a lot of things that he can do that I can't, and there's things that I can do that he can't, and it's not because he has CP and I don't. It's because he is Chad and I'm Mallory. So everybody is different, and the world definitely needs to have an acceptance and a tolerance. And I think people get frustrated because they look at you and they'll think well, how come you're not performing at my level? Growing up, people would just say to my mom, like, make her socialize more, or, like, get her a job, have her do this or that, and all these problems, so-called problems, will go away, but that was never really the case, and my mom always knew that. My mom, growing up, she always dealt with being anxious, and the way my grandma dealt with it was to try to have her face her fears, but that didn't really work. Some people, facing your fears head-on can cure things. For others, it makes you more frightened. Like people that have fear of roller coasters. Sometimes they go on a roller coaster and they turns out they like it. Me, I went on a roller coaster. I became afraid of every normal, slow kiddie ride that I'd been on, thinking that at any minute it was going to take off 1,000 miles like a roller coaster. So that obviously didn't go well for me. And the funny thing was, when I was on, I didn't even want to go on this roller coaster, and my friend at the time was like, oh, come on, you're going to have fun, everybody, look, they're having fun, they're smiling. I said, look, I'm not everybody, I'm not like these people, like, I do not want to be here. But the next thing you know, I was on that seat, and off that roller coaster went. So I'll never do that again. And when it comes to relationships, I have a few friends. And 2 summers ago, I figured out that, hey, I can have a boyfriend. And that was something that I thought would never happen, that I was destined to be alone and not be able to have a boyfriend and hold a guy's hand and all that. But it turns out, hey, I can. And that's really great. I learned a lot of good things that came out of that relationship, but also it wasn't so good. And I guess some relationships are like that, but I am a very kind, compassionate person who doesn't prejudge anybody, and most of my relationships and friendships are based off of compatibility. Do we like the same things? Do we have the same morals and values? Can we make each other laugh? Do we have a good time when we're together? Because then, I want to hang out with you. I try to be friends with all different kinds of people, and sometimes those friendships last, and sometimes they don't. But yeah, I always, when something ends, whether it's on my term or their term, I always try to think, what did I learn from that relationship, and what can I take from it? And not dwell so much on the bad. It's like the old don't cry because it's over, smiled because it happened type of thing. But life, is definitely hard for me. And I've been like a closeted Aspie, if you will, for some time now, and it wasn't really, a few people I told, and their reactions would be like, A, they don't believe me, or like, B, oh, they feel bad for me, and is there a cure for it? And it's like, no, this is who I am, and it's not so much maybe me trying to adapt to the world that I live in, but the world adapting to me, because it feels like I'm made out of paper mache, and I live in a concrete world. I feel like this world wasn't made for me, and people, they just don't understand, like, there's certain things that I can't do, and it's like, well, why not? It's really easy for them, but it can cause me a lot of stress, and they might have a hard time with that. And I've been very honest with my last boyfriend, and I've laid everything on the table, and even now I'm still saying, look, this is who I am. It's like, love it or leave it. I may drive you crazy, I may hold you back at times, you may feel stuck, whatever, but if you, really love me, then you're going to want to be with me. And if this up and down emotional roller coaster that I've been riding for the last few weeks isn't fun for you, then, let me know, and hey, life is sure not easy, and I'm sure I'm not the only Aspie that feels that way. And if people just had more understanding and more education, then maybe life would be kind of easier, because people wouldn't be so hard on us. And for any parents out there, it's kind of like, my whole life. I mean, my mom, everyone was pushing her. It's like, well, just get her to do this, get her to do that. And my mom's like, you don't understand. She can't. It's not that she won't. It's that she can't. And there's no way of getting around it. And just only forcing her is just going to make matters worse. And then, you know, there's times where I will socialize with people for a good while. And then it's like, then I like to retrieve and kind of go inward and spend time by myself in solitude. And then it's like, okay, I'm ready to, you know, go bowling with some friends again. Or go out shopping and socialize with society. And so I think it's definitely difficult when you look, if you will, normal on the outside, but you're different on the inside, and it makes life definitely a lot more difficult. And if only, you know, there could be an understanding. And I keep saying that because I feel like that it's very important for people to do that. And I mean, don't just like read a textbook. I mean, if you have no clue on earth what Asperger's is, then sure, you can Google it, but then find someone who has it and hear their perspective from their point of view. Because when I say to someone I have Asperger's, and then I will follow it up with and what that means to me, and I explain how it affects me and how they may witness certain things, and how I am different from other people, and I'm learning to try to embrace that. And it wasn't until I made this advice column that I've been really more open and honest with who I am and what I go through and how I feel. And I think when you try so hard to be someone you're not, or to act normal, or put up a front that you're okay when you're not, it is very exhausting. And lately I've been feeling very exhausted, and it's just like, if I could just come clean and then say this is who I am, love it or leave it, then maybe life would, I don't know, be easier for me, minus all this health stuff that I've been going through. I was looking into going back to school and looking into programs, and I found something in Florida, and although it didn't feel like the perfect match, it was the best option so far. And I definitely wasn't ready to attend anything this year, so I thought maybe next year. And then luckily, right up the street, like 5-10 minutes from where I live, there's going to be a place opening up in the fall, which I really hope to be able to attend and get the services and help that I need there. And I definitely want to go back to county college and finish my certificate program on becoming a teacher's aide. What I will do with that, I have no idea, but that's okay because it'll give me a sense of accomplishment. So right now it's all about kind of getting things in place, doing paperwork, and setting things up for my life in the fall, hoping that I'll be able to function again. I've set some goals for myself. I've been doing yoga at night, 20 to 40 minutes. This week I'm planning on adding in some Pilates. When I tell people I want to work out, they're like, you look amazing, what do you need to work out for? Clearly I need to get into shape and tone up a little bit. And exercise is not just about losing weight or trying to look good, it also gives you those endorphins and makes you feel good. So there's many benefits to exercise and help bust stress and all that rot. And definitely working on driving again, because while I was dizzy I wasn't driving, and so now I'm kind of like, and I've had some panic attacks and some unpleasant things happen in the car during my dizziness, so it kind of makes me nervous to be alone in the car again, like for fear that, oh my god, what if something happens and I freak out while I'm driving? That would not be good. So whenever I do drive, I always have someone in the car with me. But my goal is to be driving independently again and broaden where I go, because I just drive around locally. and I'm just trying to get my life on track, and in the process help people and educate people with Asperger's and not, I mean, whatever you have. I mean, yes, my advice column says, Asperger's advocate, but no matter what you have or who you are, you can ask me for my advice on whatever, really, because I think I have good advice to give. I think the beauty about being an Aspie and having PDD and all that is that chronologically I'm 24, that mentally I can be 15 and I can be 45, I can be 3 in relationships. It's like I'm 13, so I think that makes me fun because I'm like multifaceted, multidimensional, whatever. And so at times, like, I am wise beyond my years, and some people, like, in their 40s and older, they're like, wow, it took me, like, till I was 40 to figure stuff out that I already, like, am talking about, and they're impressed. And then there's times where I am naive in certain areas of my life, and I don't really know, and that's when I look to someone who I trust, like my mom, and everything's a learning process, and it's like, you're not 100% educated in this area, so let me teach you about it, or wow, that was so profound what you just said, like, it's amazing. I, Google stuff and read quotes and share with the UPS driver, and he's like, where did you hear that? I'm going to use that next time. And then, it's kind of funny. So I definitely, can be fun when I am truly myself and can be myself and can just let loose. But when I hide that I have anxiety, multiple kinds, that I have depression on and off, an insomniac on and off, that I got a mood disorder that acts up, when I got all these things, and I hide it because I want people to like me, or I want to fit in or seem normal, whatever that is. It's definitely exhausting. It's definitely, I think, really kind of holds me back, because people then have this, like, idea of who you are when that's really not, and it's like, oh, hey, let's go here, and then in the back of your mind, it's like, I can't do that. How do it quick? Like, I need to come up with this story, like, I'm going to be out of town, I gotta go to the dentist. Oh my god, I hate going to the dentist. But, like, it's very difficult, so, I mean, it's kind of like with the, gays, lesbians, bisexual, transgender community, people, that are in the closet, if you will, I'm sure they struggle, and it's like, once you can be open and honest with who you are, I think that opens up a lot of things. And I think anybody that has Asperger's or anything that they're dealing with, any sort of mental illness, don't be afraid to hold back. Start with someone that you really know and trust, and say, look, this is what's going on in my life, and you'll start to feel better. The more you let go of things and the more open you are, I think the lighter you feel, because when you have this burden and this weight on you and you're carrying all this stuff around, it's not fun. It really isn't. And because I mean, people have come to me. They're like, "Oh, you have Asperger's, so do I, but I'm good at hiding it, or I don't want people to know." And it's like, it's really personal choice if you want to tell anybody and who you want to tell. When I started working at a retirement community and I told my boss I was learning disabled, she did not believe me. But what was interesting was one day, she and another coworker said to me that they were just watching me work, and they said, "You're off in your own little world, but yet you get everything done, and you do a good job, and you're efficient." And I'm like, well, thank you. And it was kind of funny that they made that observation. And then a couple of times, I actually, my boss would try to correct me, but in the end I'd be right, and I would just say, because I talk less, I hear more, so I know what these residents had said. And I mean, it did take me 3 months to open up, because that's another thing. I'm painfully shy, and I thought all Aspies were like that, and it wasn't until I went to a support group that I learned that not all Aspies are shy, and not all of them deal with anxiety to the level that I do. And it was like the first day, and this one guy was like going around asking people questions, and I was just like, oh my god, like, I'd never have the guts to do that. And then one day I did open up about my anxiety disorder, and I brought about a bunch of questions. Took like a good hour explaining myself and letting people in the group know that it had nothing to do with them, it was all me. And by the end I had a massive panic attack. That seems like it lasts forever. But you know what? I did it. You know, I said, look, hey, this is why I may be coming in late, or this is why I may not be here some days, or this is why I don't go out on the social outings, and this is why this and that happens. It's because I have anxiety, and it's not fun. But, you know, you just gotta keep learning tools and ways to deal with that. And I know a lot of people, they kind of feel lost and they don't know where to turn to, or they're stuck, or wherever they went for advice, it was misguided, or people just like, oh, I have no clue. And the sad thing is there's not a lot out there for young adults with Aspies. There's more for little kids, and it's like, when I came on the scene, what's available now wasn't then, and I wish it was, because I just wonder where I'd be now. So now it's like a struggle to find things for adults and to learn social skills and just things like that. And anything that I come across, I'm very thankful for. And you know, as I say, I can only go up from here, and hopefully things for me and for everybody with Asperger's out there, that things will get better, because it is tricky. And like, even like sometimes I'll have family over and I'll just go off in a corner and be by myself, or I'll just hide under a blanket, and it's like that they'll feel bad. They're like, did we do this? Like, why is she hiding? Why is she like a turtle in a shell? And it's just like, sometimes I just have to retreat because things around me are just too much, and it really isn't it. I mean, sometimes people can cause me to go a little cuckoo, but but things, hopefully, for me and everybody, will get better. And this is a really long video, and I rehearsed some of it in my head, a lot of it, and a lot of what I said in my head sounded really good, and I'm totally forgetting it right now. Not to mention it's late, but like I said, I'm an on and off insomniac, and right now I'm in my insomnia mode. So it's like, what do you do when most of your friends go to bed? And most of my friends, I mean people on Facebook that I talk to. So what I do enjoy doing is making videos and taking pictures, and I'm glad that it's finally getting warm outside. Just need a nice sunny day, and I need my best friend Chad available, and we can have fun filming and taking photos. And I'm an aunt. I have 2 nephews. I love hanging out with them. They're so cute. They're a year old. They always cheer me up. They're so funny and adorable. And so hanging out with them is always the best. And and I have a cat. Some of you probably know. And there's nothing better than having a pet, a dog, a cat, whatever it is, something that that can be there for you. You know, for me, it's kind of like, I always have Squeaky no matter what. And I love it when she keeps me company when I don't really want to be in the company of people. But yet I have someone that's kind of like sitting there and with you, and it's kind of like, hey, I'm here for you. I think she's an Aspie too, because she likes to be, she's not much a lap cat really. She likes to be in the room with you, but not really near you. And she startles easy. If she's like looking out the window at a bird or something and you go to pet her, she jumps. And she's like me, she's facially impaired, always falling off the edges of the bed and stuff. It's hilarious. She and I, at first she was a little wild when we brought her home, but when she settled down, it's like she's the perfect cat for me, and I love her, and she drives my mom crazy. And I drive my mom crazy sometimes. It's Aspies. It's what we do. You know, when you don't got a slew of friends and you're just living at home with your mother, you know, you're going to talk her ear off about things she doesn't really care about or want to hear. And so lately she's like, alright, you got 5 minutes, and then we're switching topics because I've had enough of this. We're talking about it for the last 74 hours or whatever. So, no, it's fine. I love my mom. She's the best. And, you know, I'm just winging this video. So, since it's getting really long and I don't know if I'll be able to, I don't know how many people will be watching this. Oh, but as like videos, I have been posting videos from professionals, which I hope you guys watched and learned stuff and enjoyed, because I learned stuff from it too. And I posted videos of me and my friends in case anybody wanted to see us in action, because some of them are funny. Jesse, he loves to burst into song, and Michael, he's good at doing impressions, and Chad's just very honest, and his honesty sometimes just makes you laugh a little. And then I just posted a bunch of videos of myself because I want people to see, like, hey, this is me in front of a camera. I'm not really that shy in front of a camera. Like, there's even videos of me singing. Am I a good singer? Heck no. But that doesn't stop me from having fun. And then I filmed my, you know, I have a YouTube channel with a bunch of slew of things there. So, hopefully you guys are enjoying my advice column. I have been having some writer's block because I've kind of been in a lull lately, but I'm hoping that when I come out of it, I'll have something brilliant to say and write. But until then, I thought, why not try to make a video and just say whatever's on my mind, because sometimes talking to a video camera is easier than putting words on a paper with a pen. So as I'm rambling, yeah, so once again, thanks everybody for liking my page, and if you are finding it helpful, you know, tell your friends and family. And again, like anybody, you know, Aspie, not maybe you know somebody with Asperger's, just, you know, you can like the page, and that's all I really have to say at the moment. So, hope everybody's doing well, and we're all in this together. So, see ya.